I call the November meeting of the Parks and Rec Board, is as open, as started. So, first thing on the agenda is the agenda approval.
I see. I'll second it.
I have a motion to approve and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, next is the approval of the minutes.
Just for the board to know, excuse me 1 minute, I did notice as I went to print off your minutes for you that there was a typo on the back. 2 words were repeated, and that's been corrected in the next to the last paragraph on the back of your paper. It should have read that he would be glad, and it says he would. So the second has been removed.
I make a motion that we approve the minutes.
I'll second it.
I got a motion to approve the minutes and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay. Next, programs and facilities update. Christie?
Yes, sir. To talk about programs, Barktoberfest and the Trunk or Treat went well. Congratulations to the Turtle Patrol for winning Best Booth at the Trunk or Treat. And a big thank you to the organizations and citizens who set up the booths, and you guys for helping, and other volunteers that helped as well. The events for November that are upcoming include the Veterans Lunch on Monday, the 10th. Volunteer appreciation scheduled for Friday, November 14th. And if any of your plans have changed so that you didn't think you could attend, but you can now, just let me know. We can accommodate you. And then the turkey trot that will be held Thanksgiving morning. There are already over 100 people that pre-registered, so based on the amount of time left, I foresee that we're gonna either meet last year's over 500 or exceed that, because a lot of people don't pre-register beforehand.
Do you need any help with that?
We'll take all the help we can get that morning.
I will help you.
And then the bathroom at Block Q continues to be a disappointment in terms of meeting schedule. Brian and I have had some meeting with the contractors and architect, and we're just gonna let that one lay in this meeting, because any further conversation with that he would have with the board at the board meeting. And then the ADA improvements on the access at Jordan that I told you about are wrapping up, and we're waiting for an inspection, and it may have happened yesterday. But that looks really good as far as what we did to accommodate ADA accessibility as far as handrails and the end of the ramp going to the beach. And then finally, the Merritt did show up to do the dredging. They started on, I believe, the 29th and plan to go through the 10th of this month.
Okay, what's the date on the Christmas tree lighting again?
December the 4th, and unless you guys get a directive back from the BOC of any kind, I would suggest, because that's the day of our next scheduled board meeting, that we do not have a board meeting that day, because the staff is usually really involved with final preparation. Should you get a directive from the BOC, then we would still meet and fit it in. So if you can still keep your calendar open, but we should know after the November meeting of the board if anything's business that needs to be taken up by this board.
Okay, one other thing is there's the beach monitoring report still gonna be gone over in the November?
Yes,
BOC?
sir.
You will, okay. Okay, anything else? Anybody? Okay, next on the agenda is the playground discussion. In our last meeting, we tried to look at some of the designs and, up here, and kind of confusing to some people. I know it was me. And so today, Christie has laid out all three proposals on the tables over there. And I think we're all just gonna walk over and look at them and discuss them over there.
Yeah, that's
Jump in
exactly.
anywhere you want to.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what Mike and I discussed. I'm gonna give you a brief overview here on the computer, and then we're gonna walk over, and then ultimately what we're asking you guys to do is rate them 1, 2, 3. And then we will take that recommendation to the board. I would say, just pick your favorite, but should that happen and then the board asks questions about what the next choice was in case there's like narrowing down, I'd rather go ahead and have taken care of it all at once. So, going back here, this is the rendering of the first playground, which was the one that you guys picked as your favorite last month. So you have the palm trees with the slide, the swings. You have a pirate shipwreck that has a small slide and a climbing element on it. And you have swings, and then you have some rockers.
Notice the mountains in the back and that beach.
Those are sand dunes.
Very large ones.
And all the, unless a change was made above what I've been told so far, all of the surfaces would be sand. So, going to a different surface is an entirely different, something that was not planned at this time, because that can be as much as playground equipment itself. So even though this looks like mulch, it's considering that we stay with sand. Okay, so that was one. And then, like I said, I printed all this off over there, but I wanted to go through an overview of it, and then we'll talk when we move to the table. If you remember, I was wondering if you could see my mouse up there on the screen. If you remember with this one, they had only programmed the pirate ship and the swings, and what we did was ask them to go back and program all of this front section, because so we could compare apples to apples and oranges to oranges as far as a build out. So this is, I think this is just the one page here. And then this was a little hard. I'll tell you, when we get over to the tables and I'll explain it, I did some extra work to cut and paste elements so you guys could actually see what they do, because it was a little hard to actually tell what these things were. So you'll be able to see that as we get over there. And this is the third, which is new, because we wanted 3 proposals to compare. It also has a pirate ship here. This is a type of spinner. These are chimes. It's like 5 chimes that they can ring with the instrument that they use that's attached to it. There's swing bays, and there's a seesaw over here.
They don't climb on those, they just ring them.
They just ring them.
Be good for, it's 88, make noise.
So if we want to walk over now to the, and just so y'all know, I sent Candace all this digitally so she could also participate in the discussion, and be aware of it. We'll walk over here now.
Got it?
Got it.
And I just have them laid out 1, 2, and 3. So if you guys just want to look, and then if you have questions for me, I'll try to answer them.
Yeah.
What'd you say, 1, 2, 3?
1, 2, 3. This is the pieces that I was telling you about. So, this thing right here is this spinning piece that kids can sit in. It does. And then this piece right is either those two rockers and a parachute.
Is there stuff inside the boat?
No, it's just imagination play.
Kristen,
Yes, ma'am.
where are these things on mushrooms? Mushrooms.
They are,
I agree.
These are good sunshines, or especially during concert, that'd be great.
let me see if I can pull it up. They're like little stepping, yeah.
Yeah,
You have John Wayne start playing the players.
yeah, right here.
Thank you. So what I just told them to help explain the build out that they did, this piece right here is this spinny thing that you can sit in and it spins around. And then this shape right here is actually this climbing piece.
I see parking.
And then these are those three things, the chest and the two rockers.
And it just does that.
Nothing.
It just
Sits
sits
there.
there.
It's an imagination station.
We can
It's
stick our
the best
nose
of what
in
I.
it. Kind of like the one on the spike. It just sits there.
I kept clicking on the picture, seeing if it would do something for me, but after that.
Kristen,
Yes, ma'am.
is, the playground 3, that big mass, do you think that'll fit under the shade structure?
Oh, thank you for reminding me of that.
Yeah.
The one thing with 3 is that, so each person came out to look at the playground. Person 1 came back to make sure that that equipment would fit underneath the shade cells. This person sent an email that said they weren't sure the equipment would fit underneath the shade cells. So the tallest element on the pirate ship could potentially be a problem. They would have to, so basically, if the board ended up choosing this one, they would have to have another go around of double checking that their work would fit. They're walking around the tables, Candace, so it may be a little hard to hear for a minute, but we'll come back to the desk here shortly.
Okay, that's fine, that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think y'all should actually take this picture out of the equation, because when I look at it laid out up there, I don't see that. So I think that the mushroom should go away.
Yeah, I don't like the whole thing. Yeah, no.
Both of those,
These are the bottom of the list.
everybody wants to do the same thing at the same time here.
But this is interesting because this stuff is floated around. You know, this one's got some, this is an element
This stuff to look.
for younger children that you wouldn't want climbing. This is not the same.
I'm
I
not,
know.
this is not Christie's playground, this is the town hall beaches playground.
I could just see this one. Yeah. Not good.
What's not good?
It's there. Like the teacups. Right.
Yeah.
It's a bargain waiting.
Well, can we change elements if we don't like the spinner? Can we substitute something else in
Put
there?
something else beside the spinner?
I'm sure we can ask for something else, but it would have, you know, any change that we make, we would need to come back to you guys before it goes forward.
Right.
So, I mean, so that you've seen it.
But both of these will fit under the same thing.
Yeah.
Look like it. Fireflies.
There's nothing falling.
Or the palm trees.
Oh, yeah.
She said they said.
They said they could leave the underneath.
Yeah. I like that.
Also, there a door on this? Or they fall out?
There is no door. I'm gonna try to make it go on this for you. So they're asking questions about the spinner or the second one, Candace.
That's right.
Okay.
Y'all remember when we were-
And I'm gonna try to see if I can find an internet link that lets me pull it up.
They're really big.
I had said console, and I tried to point with that one behind us, and I had cringed, because there's pictures standing on parts. It is busy. Part of the, yeah.
Now, that's what I like about that one.
Yeah.
Spread out, so not everybody's in the same place.
It's more spread out, yeah.
But I have to say-
I've been bringing the shines.
I like this one better than that one.
When the concerts are going on.
This one's
Yeah,
got
oh,
more-
yeah, yeah, can you imagine that?
This way,
Okay,
you don't have to pack your work.
okay. So that's one
And
of
they'll be
the,
hanging off them, and it's, yeah, it's a disaster waiting to happen. Yeah.
I just came in
Well,
that.
I came in late, to a watch party, and disregarded some parents and stuff. And I did it, but I didn't.
That's it.
No door.
All right, guys,
Oh, no, wait,
let's see if we can make it go. I don't know.
Except for the cookies, I think, the bottom.
Oh, all the way. All right, here we go.
All right, well, okay, here's the spinner.
The Neo Spinner, like many of our products, was inspired by nature, particularly like large boulders or rocks. What we've done is we've softened a lot of these faceted surfaces to create a form that's ultimately very intriguing and very exciting. The Neo uses an elliptical pattern on its steel surfaces that provide this warm, approachable experience, just like light passing through leaves in the trees.
We also designed the Neo Spinner to facilitate transferring from a mobility device. The entrance is at transfer height, there's good hand support, and a level platform for ease of transfer.
The Neo Spinner is a soothing space at the playground where all children, including children with autism spectrum disorder or ASD, or other sensory processing differences, can go to find comfort and regroup. It has a cozy pod-like design that makes children feel like they are in a shelter, but it still has sight lines so caregivers can supervise the kids.
There are a lot of ways that kids are going to play with the Neo Spinner. They may just use it as a place to come and gather and sit together, using it as a cozy spot or a fort, or they may use it for spinning because kids love movement. And this also provides opportunities for collaboration and teamwork with someone on the outside providing the spinning input. Neo is designed with a unique seating arrangement, encouraging social interaction, collaboration, and imaginative play. It's perfect for fostering friendships and enhancing communication skills during playtime. The all-new Neo Spinner from Burke. This is play that spins me.
You're talking about rust. Rust.
Mechanism and rust.
Things that move, they break off quicker. I mean, how many times have you been broken and fixed on? So, I mean, we just didn't solve it, so. What's the matter? This is a cool one.
Yeah.
That'd be exciting. Oh, killer. This is nice. You got the advances in it? Yeah, I've seen. That's a waste of money. Yeah, yeah. A box.
A box.
Tell me to take that chest off, that's a waste of money. Yeah. Just trying to fill it.
All right, y'all want to return to the,
To the scene of the crime.
to the scene of the crime.
Right.
This is a hard one.
This one has a lot of elements.
Yeah. Definitely 1, 2, and 3.
The easiest thing to do may be, I mean, you can either might go person to person, or if the board knows anything they want to eliminate off the bat, then we could start there and then work is however you wanna.
Okay,
Leave
well,
now.
let's just start first with, what you want to eliminate.
Number three.
Number
Number three, yeah.
Number three. I think that's pretty unanimous.
Okay, does,
I have a question.
yes, go
Are they
ahead.
comparable in price?
Okay, so, I want to address that very carefully. They are all comparable in price. Some are more expensive than others. You just eliminated the most expensive.
We're smart.
That worked out.
You're kidding me. Nope.
I think, Candace, do you have
Now-
something to say?
Those chimes,
Chimes, right.
Yeah, but
they cost a lot.
And it also took some work to put it together as far as that goes, because some people included removal in the first quote, some I had to go back to, some. And so
Makes
it's
sense.
kind of like when we did the beach project, so just so you guys understand. This is planned as phasing, which is how it's in the budget, but every time they show up on site to remove or install, there's those fees that go along with it. So, you just eliminated the most expensive. The only other thing that I would feel comfortable telling you, so, because Brian and I talked about this, and I don't want us to, compromise the bid climate, should the Board of Commissioners have other questions that you guys don't have. So I can either tell you the price difference between the remaining two that you have, or I can tell you the cost of the one that you pick. But I would not want to give you the price of all of them, because should the commissioners choose to do something different than you recommend, or they go through additional steps, then those people's price has been compromised down to the dollar. And I should have stopped that line of questioning at the previous meeting when it came as an audience question, and then we had some follow-on on it.
what is the timeline in which it goes to the BOC?
That was the last thing I needed to tell you, because the packet's due tomorrow and because I would need to get all the supplemental stuff together. I'm thinking that the December meeting is when it would be presented to the BOC, because I would want to make sure all our I's are dotted and our T's are crossed, instead of just throwing it in the packet with you guys having your meeting today.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's great.
Perfect timing.
So I'll be happy to answer either of the other ways that you want me to give you direction on, the 1 and 2 cost-wise.
Am I understanding, I know they're wanting, currently they're wanting to piecemeal this. Now, does that mean that what we're looking at is a completed, right?
Yes.
Okay, so then they decide,
Their budget decides.
or the budget
Well, we-
decides which one we can afford to put up first and second and all that.
Right, so the approved budget, if you go right now and look at Fund 50, the Big Park Fund and the Bridgeview Park line, it has a lot of things lumped
Right,
into
right,
it that
right.
have all the components that operate out
Right.
there. Basically, and I didn't tell any company this purposely, because they always want to know what your budget is, and that to me is the equivalent of telling them how much money you
How
got
much,
in your
yeah,
pocket.
yeah.
So this year's budget was around 75 to 80,000 to start, which would likely be your biggest piece, as long as it fell into that range.
Okay.
Can contributions be made
I was
to,
just fixing that, tell you took words right out of my mouth.
can contributions be
Can we
made
raise money, yeah?
to, add the initial install pieces? Like if this board wanted to add one of the bouncy pieces or something?
There's a mechanism to do that that would have to come through the town's books. Like when the first playground went in, the POA did a fundraiser, and then there's bricks out there to dedication of the playground, so they sold bricks, and then the money went to buy the playground equipment. So,
We were told a couple of years ago, POA would have a bunch of money. They were talking about at one time, because he's on POA, there was that discussion that they would have
Well,
funds and stuff.
that discussion came up, but it was decided at that time, wait until we get further into the process.
Good.
So we're into the process.
Okay, you know what you need to do, then, right?
I know.
Find something next to it.
So would you like to know, it might be helpful to tell you that the price difference between, do you want to know the price difference, or do you want to know what the all-in for the one you choose is? Because I might not need to.
Well, you're saying the large element is doable based on what we have in the budget right now?
It
On-
should
on
be.
one- On 1 and 2, because we've eliminated 3.
They basically have given an all-inclusive quote, and then I would have to have them go back and take what's the big element, what's just shipping on the big element, what's just the installation and removal on the big element, but it should be.
Christie,
Yes, ma'am.
can I ask a question?
Yes, ma'am.
We have a price for doing it all.
Yes.
And they're gonna come, if they do it piecemeal, they're gonna come in and have to take it out, and remove it, install again, there's all kinds of fees involved, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And the big elements, between 75 and 80, what is the price range, I guess, of, I mean, how much would we save if we did it all at one time? Or it's gotta be a savings to do it all at once, it's not that much more, is it?
She can't tell.
I didn't break that part of it down because I didn't ask them what it would be for each individual build out of the phasing it. But I can tell you that it looks like, based on what's been turned in for today's prices, that there is only $45,000 difference between the two playgrounds. So it's exactly 45, 4, 20, 25. And that's with people coming back in and giving removal estimates, because several people did not. And yeah, I think that's about the best I can give you
Okay.
without compromising things.
Yeah,
Okay,
okay.
that's fine.
You're spending less than $200,000 total.
Well, maybe we should just do how many, well, the 1 and how many, like 2.
Yeah, does anybody want to discuss 1 and 2? What you like or what you don't like?
Let me ask a question before that. Do they estimate longevity of any of this equipment?
Good question.
It's warranty.
Give me just a second. Candace, if I've got to go to my phone for a minute, and if I accidentally drop you, I'll call you back.
Very good.
While she's looking it up, it sounds like that the other part besides the big part is just about the same amount of money
Yeah,
as
that's
the
what it
big
sounds
part.
like, yeah.
Yeah, so it's, or even a little bit more than the big.
Yeah.
I want to think it's 10 to 15 years for both of them, but I can verify
That's okay.
instead of having you guys wait and send that back in an email instead of
How long has this one been out here?
What's
14?
the next question?
2014.
2014, yeah.
10 years.
10 years.
Yeah.
That's about life.
That's about lifespan.
Yeah, yeah.
In the
11
environment
years.
that we're
Yeah,
in.
yeah,
Right.
in the environment,
Right.
yeah.
Okay.
It's not bad, 10 years.
That's not bad
No.
considering how
Anybody
close
want
it
to
is
make
to
any
the waterway.
comments
Right.
on what we've seen and?
I don't know if it'd be a big price difference, but on number 2, they could eliminate that chest. That's just a
I
waste
don't
of-
think that makes, those
I
are
wouldn't think
big
it-
price
yeah.
items.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, money's money. Penny's McDonald's.
And because of liability and whatever, if we contracted this to one company, we cannot add anything to it. Is that correct?
We gotta be approved by the board.
If there was space out there that was not utilized and we found something we'd like to add because of whatever reason we come up with, depending on what it is, could we add an element there? that-
We would have to go back through the process and make sure it fits with the fall zones and everything, so you would probably want to use the same company at that point.
Okay,
And you would, it would need to get approval. If, like when the spring rockers break, that's maintenance in the budget, and we just buy a new one that is as close to the one we get, because it's going in the exact same spot, so it meets requirements. But if it were like, hey, we see a hole here, there may be a reason that space was there
Right,
for
right.
a
I
file
understand that.
zone, yeah.
Okay,
So,
okay.
Christie, unlike the Block Q bathrooms, have you done any research on the professionalism of these companies? Or do you know have any historical perspective from anybody in?
both of
around?
those companies are highly recommended.
Okay.
Brunswick County has used Company One on several of their playground installations. Ocean Isle's one of them, and then they've been other places besides Brunswick County as well. And Company Two is well known throughout the state as well. So I don't know that they have as much Brunswick County representation, but they do have well-known statewide representation.
Well, since we don't have to take the lowest bid, we make the recommendation, then I feel like if they've been vetted by other people in the community, we're fine. We don't want to repeat of what we're dealing with Block Q bathrooms.
Sure.
I have worked with Company Two at a previous place,
Yeah.
so.
Okay.
And Company Two did salute their whole playground.
Okay, any more comments?
I think they're advertising.
So y'all want to vote on which one we want to recommend? Okay? All right, well, we'll go with all in favor of number one. Raise your hand
For our first choice?
for our first choice, number one.
It's two, Christie.
Mike, three.
Oh, that's not gonna work.
So we got
Three.
four.
Did Peggy raise her hand?
Yeah.
Yes, you did.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good point.
Okay, so the number one choice gets 4 votes. Number two choice,
Obviously, two.
2.
If you can do the math.
Huh? Well, I can do the math.
Okay, so
Fair.
playground one got 4.
Right.
I like one, even though I didn't vote for it. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought number two just had a couple interesting elements.
I agree with that.
I agree with that.
I agree with
Yeah,
that.
I'm not disagreeing with you,
And
but
the
I
fact
like
that
one better.
the way they addressed it, that it was ADA handicap, I mean,
I
But
like that.
one's got some ADA stuff in it too,
Mm-hmm.
though.
And then, I know you can't officially vote because the votes were recorded, Candace, but did you want to throw in anything?
I think my preference, my first choice is number one, but I don't have any heartburn about number two.
Right, that's how we're at.
Yeah, that's how I am too.
Okay. So, on our end, I will finalize things and we'll look to take this forward at the December board meeting.
Perfect. Perfect.
And so you won't tell us which one was the most expensive now?
No.
You have put forward the most expensive one now.
Of course we did.
Just a palm tree.
We got champagne taste with that.
Yeah.
You know, town's got plenty of them.
It's not that much difference, though.
Yeah.
It really is. Not compared,
to the same,
you're not
yeah.
comparing apples to
So
apples.
what is the lead time on getting it and getting it installed?
It will depend on the company and then the elements. I read an article on that just today. One of the companies shared, actually it was Company Two that shared an article on that, and it really says that some of the bigger elements can go up and it takes weeks, and some of the smaller elements it could take days, so it really depends on how we're phasing it in. Idea for this is obviously if we programmed it into this budget year with the phasing is to get this piece in before the next.
Budget, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
But then we can solicit some donations.
Yeah, but the board would have to approve
Approve that
receiving
first.
those. The Board of Commissioners would have to approve receiving those.
But we can start asking.
He's gone.
Okay.
You have it.
Okay, any more comments? All right, public comments?
Yes, I'm like, no, sorry.
All right,
I have a comment, but it's not a public comment. Can I say this, something, Christie?
It depends on how far you're gonna go outside the box.
Okay, I'm not going far outside the box. We're in a season of Thanksgiving, and I think that we need to really put Christie on the top of the list as to what she's done for Parks and Rec.
Absolutely.
Many of the ones are gonna roll off this summer, and they've served the maximum number of terms that they could serve. And we just appreciate your leadership, and we're thankful for that.
Here, here.
amen.
Amen.
Thank you.
We can all agree to that by consensus.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay.
I did love the Chick-fil-A, costume.
Oh,
Yeah, that was cute.
That was
That was
great.
cute.
That was great.
And the French fry costume.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, do I hear a motion?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
Motion, second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.